I know you don't smoke weed. I know that. But I'm gonna get you high today. Cause it's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
Yo, it's your boy Big F, aka the Double Vodka Don, with my co-host, Young Wayne Jetski, SoundCloud God.
Skirt.
Producer Colin Cooper, the MVP of the podcast and the ones and twos. We are 808 Smoke Breaks. We're back.
I'm just glad he didn't call me Colin Pooper this time.
What'd I say?
Last week you called me Colin Pooper.
Did I?
Yeah.
That was an accident, I think.
No, it was an accident. But
I was super high the last time we recorded. I'm not as high today.
I'm gonna get high in a little bit. I got super stoned. I usually eat edibles before if I'm gonna work out high, but I smoked today. It threw me off on the treadmill. I was walking on an incline, but it was kind of nice once I got a sweat going. I couldn't go as hard, but it felt like I got more toxins out of me.
I think you zone out a little more sometimes when you're on the herb.
I agree. I might slight the spliff while you're introing our topics.
Do you think Kanye smokes tree like now?
I don't know if Kanye does anything right now. I don't think he drinks. I think he's so wrapped up right now in this whole my bipolarness is my superpower that he just wants to feel the craziness of his brain and only his brain at all times.
So have you heard this? Obviously, for anyone who's been living under a rock, Kanye's off the rocker again. Kanye's going crazy. So I want to say there's so many different takes I have about different pieces of what happened. So first, well, obviously he goes on this Twitter rant the other night. Starts rifling on. Honestly, well, I'll pull up his Twitter.
So the last time we recorded last week, what had he done last week? He had just announced
talking presidential shit.
Okay,
Nothing happened.
Last week was strictly presidential, and then
because this happened Monday, Tuesday. This is all started unfolding probably.
So the Twitter rant came after the Harriet Tubman thing, though, right?
Yeah, the Twitter rant started going. It was like that. He had a rally.
The Harriet Tubman thing happened after we recorded.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, all of it did, even the Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the Harriet Tubman happened before the Twitter rant.
Yeah. So he had his rally in South Carolina, the first state that he was officially on the ballot. Started seemed like he had a decent turnout. Then he was fighting with a girl in the crowd. Then it seemed like he was talking about pro-life shit. Lost it as at the end. But his first outburst was about Harriet Tubman didn't really free the slaves. She just brought them to work for other white people, which is a crazy thing to say.
While wearing a bulletproof.
He was hysterically crying, saying, I almost killed my daughter.
Yeah, and they started talking about pro-life and abortion, and he said he almost killed his daughter, which I mean, Kanye's emotional. He wears his heart on his vest. I get that. He did say, I believe, that he supports women to make their choices for with their own bodies, but then he just lost it about that he wanted to maybe have Kim abort North. I don't know. It just seems like an absolutely crazy thing that you can't be screaming like that and losing composure at a rally for anyone to take you seriously about being the president. And then he goes on the crazy Twitter rant. Do you have any of the tweets pulled up, Ev?
I mean, it's just a visual outcry, too.
He deleted a ton of the tweets from that initial night.
So that night, the tweets were Kris Jenner. He was texting Kris Jenner to call him, screenshotting the conversation. Called Kris Jenner's boyfriend Kanye. He said, "I don't want you and that Kanye. You're my kids." And the Kanye, I don't remember what her boyfriend is, but Kris has a boyfriend who kind of looks like a thicker version of Kanye, but he got a thick ass. Her boyfriend, he's thick as hell. He's real thick.
Kanye.
No, but he just called him Kanye because he looks like Kanye, but he stays in the background.
Okay. Yeah, his name is Corey Gamble. He works with Scooter Braun, low key.
Corey Gamble, you said, right?
Corey Gamble's his name.
Yeah. He's thick though. He's got a fat ass. He's got that fucking diaper. He's got that poop butt. I digress. It's been a minute since I judged the man's ass. But then he also said that there will never be another member of his family in Playboy. His kids will never be in Playboy. He also said that Kim, next day, he's saying that Kim was trying to put him in a fucking mental hospital and get him put away with a doctor. It seemed like to all accounts he was having a bipolar episode, and that's what Kim said on her Instagram. Basically, that he's having an episode. No one can help him until he wants to receive help. I don't know. I feel one way that I'm damn, Kanye needs help. This is not good. But I've seen this interview with Dave Chappelle that's been going viral, and it's him talking to maybe Roger Ebert, the guy reviews movies. I think he has a talk show or had a talk show, a late night talk show. And Dave Chappelle was it's scary. It's dangerous to call people crazy. Kanye, maybe he wasn't talking about this Kanye instance, but he's it's fucked up what celebrities deal with. You have to go through sometimes. It's weird. mindset you have to be in. If you call them crazy, sometimes it just writes them off, and maybe they're trying to tell you something, and they're just like too fucked up in the head to say it. So I don't know if it's like we shouldn't call Kanye crazy and just listen to what he has to say, or we should be like, this motherfucker needs to get back on his meds.
Well, see, it's one or two. It's like part of me is it's also I feel like he always does this like when he's making music, because I feel like it's like he stops taking his meds, and then he like makes music to get like the creative juices flowing, and then he has one of these like bipolar episodes. So I feel like it almost gets lost in this where it's like people think, I think it can look like, is he doing it for like a publicity stunt, or is it just kind of like a cause and effect where like
it's a byproduct of him untapping to that
and not taking his meds? So then coincidentally, when he's going on these episodes, he also is like dropping music. Like I don't think he's like going crazy on purpose to like drop music. Like, I actually think he's dealing with like mental stuff. But I also feel like the goalpost kind of got moved back on Kanye, where it was like 2 days ago when he was saying the Harriet Tubman shit, everyone was like, yo, he's fucking crazy. And then he starts tweeting all the shit, and then people are like making jokes, like ready to like see it, watch his Twitter, like eating popcorn. And then people are like, yo, that's fucked up. Like, don't laugh at someone with mental health issues. And you're like, yo, like, I think KFC had a good tweet about it where it's like, you can have mental health issues and be like empathetic of that, and also still be like, this guy is being a gigantic asshole. 100%. Which like, when he's saying shit like the Harriet Tubman shit and like all this stuff, I'm like, yo, like, he's being a gigantic asshole. Like even if like, you sound like you can't sit here and say, even if you don't want to say it's crazy, when you say shit like that, you sound crazy. Like that's like you sound crazy. You're saying Harriet Tubman, like basically traded slaves to other white people. Like that's insane.
It's just like Kanye. I feel like Kanye needs a therapist, and he needs like a room where he can just go and yell and like a mad room. Like some kids used to have that like growing up. Maybe like there could be crazy kids, and they'd be like, say when they got in trouble, their parents like put them in the room and they would just scream, and they'd be like their mad room. That's what Kanye needs. But his mad room is like fucking Twitter. He just goes and fucking screams, but he screams to his keyboard.
He needs to just lock him in a room with someone and just let him like scream. Let him just be like, ah!
Yeah, exactly.
Harriet Tubman, and like no one hears him, so he can like rid all this bullshit from his head.
If he took a 2-second walk into the fucking Valley of Wyoming and screamed this, the world would be so much better. And Kanye would be much better off too. He needs to step away from the phone.
And honestly, also, how dumb does Chance the Rapper feel right now?
Oh, what a fucking
idiot. He was like legitimately endorsing him, and I'm just saying from a standpoint of like, doesn't matter. Like there's in my eyes right now, there's not really like a great candidate. I don't want to get political. I don't think there's a great candidate out there right now. But can we at least have one that's like that is like somewhat like that is more emotionally and mentally stable than Kanye West? It just comes to a point where it's like, God, like even if you like this guy better, you're saying like give him a chance. Like you want to give this guy a chance? Like what do you mean give this guy a chance to be president?
I heard Ben Shapiro on Joe Rogan, and he
can't run himself.
Ben Shapiro was saying on Joe Rogan, like Joe Biden is trying to, and I'm not gonna get like partisan with this, but like Joe Biden is trying to run against Trump, and like you just need someone that's like a better alternative to Trump, and like this dead person, Joe Biden, this person who's not alive, like is showing that he could maybe not really be a better candidate than Trump based off like how he's talking in the media. Like how can you say like how are you saying that like vote against Biden when like Joe Biden, this fucking crazy not crazy person, this like basically dead corpse is a better option when I look at it than Kanye, who's fucking losing his mind.
Well, I mean, it's just in terms of like, I mean, you could definitely make many of Donald Trump, but I mean like there's like I'm not gonna sit here and like argue whatever Trump over anyway, like all this like
I'll over Trump over Kanye any day. Kanye would freak the fuck out.
It's just like I'm not voting for Kanye.
No way.
I'm just that's all I'll say. Like I'm just not gonna vote for Kanye West. Like this man, he's so out of touch with like reality. Like I just think he's so out of touch with like the world and just like what's going on, and like he's like, and like we can't have a guy who like once every like 6 months is just like off it, like just going like crazy, like just I guess you can argue we already have a president who kind of says whatever he wants, but like Kanye is just going like you can't vote for Kanye.
Did you watch Kanye's video about how he wants to change society?
We didn't even really get into like the drama of it all. Of him, well, first that night the tweets he deleted, he was saying a lot of shit about like him doing Playboy and how like he would never like want one of his, he was like a West would never do Playboy, like don't ever want one of his kids to do Playboy. So clearly he was like super against that. It seems all the shit about obviously we said Kim and Chris like flying across like to Wyoming, like basically getting him to like try to get him to get like psychiatric help. Then him kind of like tweet all this shit. Then Dave Chappelle flies to his house the next day. Shout out Dave Chappelle being like a real one. Like everyone's like talking all this talk like, oh, like I'm empathetic for Kanye. Like one man got on a plane and was like, I want to go see if he's all right. So shout out Dave Chappelle.
He kind of made Dave Chappelle do a joke on the spot. He was like, Dave,
that video was so weird. That was literally like the monkey dance.
Yeah,
like,
it was weird.
Do comedy, like tell a joke.
That video, and everyone wanted to smile. Like everyone in the video was smiling, like laughing, because I feel like they didn't want to make Kanye feel weird. But it was almost like Kanye laughed, and they're all like, like belly laughing. I'm like, oh, this kind of seems fucked up. Like shout out Dave Chappelle, but it seems kind of fucked up.
Those laughs were just like, oh, like it's okay, Kanye. Like just like everything's okay. Just trying to keep him like stable. Just be like, oh, like everything's good, brother. It's okay, buddy.
Do you think, like, what degree do you think Kim and Chris are actually trying to do right by him, or do you think they're poisoning him a little bit, or just the whole Kardashian reality might be? Because he was saying like everyone knows the movie Get Out's about me. Like he's feeding into the memes.
That's my favorite tweet.
I'm at a point right now. I don't know. I really don't know if I can speak on, like, honestly, gun to my head. I'm not sure whether like maybe they actually are like crazy and Kanye's like going crazy because they're making him crazy with not taking his meds, or are they actually coming from a loving place and being like, yo, this guy is like fucked up in his mental state, like he needs help, and he's just the one going crazy. I almost tend to probably lean a little bit more that way, but I don't like. It's tough because the Kardashians have a history of making men go crazy. This is documented, like this is on record. Many men have went crazy dating a Kardashian. So I'm not going to.
Men who are probably more well equipped to handle like the shit thrown at him than Kanye, who's just in general kind of an unstable person.
Yeah, stronger, like mentally stronger men, you could argue, have gone crazier.
I won't say mentally stronger. I think we should say mentally less like incapacitated.
Stronger, just like more mentally stable. Men that don't need to take
more stable.
Men that don't need to take medication for their mental health have gone crazy from a Kardashian.
Also, though, there's no like negativity around like people take medication for like if you have a fucking like someone like Kanye who is suffering from like bipolar disorder, he should. I don't know if Kanye should be on his medication. He probably should. There's a reason the doctor prescribes this shit for you, but he thinks that like harnessing it.
What happens is, I feel like the pattern I've seen happen with like people I know around me too is just like what happens is the meds are really good for you. They kind of stable you out, and then you're doing so well for a while that you're like, oh, like I'm good now. Like I don't need meds. And then you stop taking the meds, and then you start having little episodes again because you think you're good, but you realize you're good because the medicine has like lined you out.
Yeah. I don't know. I got a little nervous about the whole like thinking it was a publicity stunt for his album when he released the track list for the album, which was like written on like a fucking Post-it. But I'm really starting to think like this where you put it, where this kind of like outbursts or I feel like a byproduct of Kanye West and his creative elements.
Like I literally feel like he like purposely stops taking his meds and then like goes to the studio and just starts like creating music. And then I feel like through that process of like making the music after like I don't know how long it takes him, this like period of time, I feel like then he like obviously the not taking the medication starts taking its toll on him. We start seeing the effects of it like to the world. He starts putting them out to the world so everyone's seeing it instead of just like usually when like a normal person happens to like just your family, friends, like close people around you see it, not like 30 million, whatever, how many followers he has on Twitter. So it just becomes like this massive thing where it's like, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to make it like a joke on mental health, but I feel like people like I said, with people moving the goalposts back, people want to like pick and choose when they want to like make jokes about it and when they want to say like, oh, like it's like serious, like don't make jokes.
I think you have to be able to make jokes about everything. Like even if this guy's like,
it's not like, it's like, I don't want like Kanye, like I don't want anything bad to happen to Kanye at all. I like Kanye. Like I don't like the charades I don't really like the music he's put out in the last 2 years, but I mean, he's like a genius and has made like timeless albums, like timeless music. Like one of the best, like people would argue, like there's definitely a lot of people that would argue like the best of this generation. And like, he's definitely up there, like no question. I don't like anything he's put out really since Life of Pablo. I really didn't even like the project he did with Kid Cudi. I thought it was like okay. I wasn't like crazy. I don't think it was like terrible. But
Kids See Ghost Town?
Yeah, I wasn't like crazy about it. And I just think like I think people are starting to get more and more annoyed with it because I think his music has had like definitely less like mainstream popularity. So there definitely still are the super Kanye stans, and I'm still definitely am a Kanye fan. But I just don't like the shit he's doing right now. But I hope he gets help, and I hope he gets the shit figured out.
If he drops a fucking banger ass, I'm sorry to cut you off. Continue.
No, I was just saying I just don't want to see. I just hope we don't see him just like a pattern of like being good for like a little bit, or not even. We don't even know if he's being good, or we're just being like silent, like radio silent, and then all of a sudden just having these like episodes for like the world to see. It's like watching like the world burn, like watching like his life burn.
If he drops like if whatever this album is called, what it's like a what is the name of it?
Donda is it?
Donda, which is his mom's name. Donda something. I think Donda birth or something.
How long ago did his mom die?
I want to say like 2009. I'll look it up.
There was something. Someone brought something with his mom. I don't think it was.
It might have been 08, 09.
I think maybe 08 actually.
Because I don't think it was just. Someone said something else about
Oh, she died in 2007. But she died. I think we talked about it before. She got plastic surgery, which Kanye like paid for, and she died like in the like. There was a complication when she got a breast reduction surgery, along with other procedures, and she like had an infection or something, or something went wrong with surgery. It's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, that's.
But if you think he drops like a fire album, does this like basically mean that this formula works, or do you think he's going to drop some incoherent bullshit?
I don't think he's going to drop incoherent bullshit, but I don't know, like, because it just seems to me he keeps going in these different directions where then I don't know if he's still doing the religious thing. Like, he got super religious. He had the gospel album. He's holding the Kanye, like, Sunday sermons or whatever they were. And then now it's like, I don't know what's going on. Like, it's like there's so much unknown. It's like you know so much, but you don't know so much at the same time. In terms, like, you just don't know whose, like, intentions are really real. Like, it's like who's telling the truth. Like, is he portraying it the right way? There's just so much, like, I'm definitely curious. I think Kim just posted something very like press release buttoned up type thing. But I'm definitely curious to see like how this plays out and Keeping Up with the Kardashians. That for damn sure.
I don't think they're gonna show it.
You don't think they'll show it? I'm saying not like him personally, but I'm saying I think they'll at least show maybe like their reactions or like whatever, like not even to the tweets directly, but I think just like their overall reaction to like the situation.
Yo, can we stop for 1 second? I just got to make a call. It'll be 2 seconds. Something's happening with. Okay. Do you think there's any truth to him and Kim potentially getting a divorce? Because apparently Kim, I mean, everyone's reaching for headlines. We said that she met with a lawyer to discuss what they would do moving forward if they got divorced. And he said that like he made some comment about potentially wanting a divorce, or he's wanted a divorce for like I don't know, a couple months or a year. What do you think? Are they gonna stay together? Are we gonna see a breakup of Hollywood's most elite?
This would be that would be massive news. I don't know, because I think this is one of those tricky things where it's like you don't want to just leave a guy when he's like at his worst.
Yeah, it's
like someone who like they've been married for like a long time, they got kids. Like it's definitely I think a tough thing. I don't know, because I think this is. I'm gonna say. I might even say gambling odds. This might be a pick'em right now. I'm going to say they stay together.
I think they probably will too. I think they're probably going to get some type of Will and Jada agreement where Kim's going to be able to just have like a secret boyfriend or something and do whatever the fuck.
I don't know about that.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so. I think if Kanye's, I think if he's already drawn the line at doing a Playboy shoot, I don't think he's letting her catch dick.
Good call. I got you fucking whatever. Shot that back over my side of the fence real quick.
I was not.
But you just my point of view.
Because I'm just like, damn, like, because I just think if you don't want your girl doing, it's like considering she already had a sex tape out before you started dating her, before you met her, whatever. If it bothers you that she was just did like a Playboy shoot when I could literally within 10 seconds of being on this call, I could watch her with a penis in her mouth and butt naked, having dick inside of her vagina, I would say that, I don't know. I would say he's a little all over the place.
Is Kanye just letting out like all his pent up frustration about Kim right now? Like, but he's like basically subtweeting his wife and calling her a hoe. Like, kind of. I'm saying this like this is a joke, but he's kind of like subtweeting Kim and calling her a hoe. like, my daughter won't do Playboy, but like my daughter, it's also your daughter's fucking mother. Like, he's kind of just like, in my opinion, you can look at he's like he needs to get this off his chest.
And I agree, because I think there's only so much a man can take. But at the same time, he signed up for this. Like, you knew. Like, it's not like you married her and they were like, oh, you got a sex tape out? Like, I'm sure he watched it. Like,
he definitely watched it.
Watched on video another man have sexual intercourse with his wife. That is a fact. There's no way he has never watched it.
That's a tough one, no matter who you are.
That's what I'm saying.
And Ray J def gives better dick than Kanye. Let's just it has to be. I feel like Ray J has got to get that.
Yeah, I feel like Kanye ain't like talking in your ear.
I feel like Kanye might not even be fucking her right now.
It's selfish.
I wouldn't be shocked if they had sex. They haven't had sex in the last like 2 years.
Yeah, I could totally see it.
How busy they both are too, on top of all the shit going on. I would imagine there's not a lot of time to fuck.
Golden era Kim Kardashian, man, I would knock the fucking socks off that shit. Like before the surgery got like really crazy, like early 2000s Kim Kardashian, like 2009, 2008. Ooh.
Knock the dust off her pussy.
Knock the dust off that shit.
Especially if she hasn't had sex in 2 years, like I just guessed.
Like Reggie Bush days of Kim Kardashian. That's
right? Reggie Bush.
Oh, Reggie Bush.
I mean, you know so many dudes that have hit your girl. Reggie Bush, Chris Humphrey.
Reggie Bush probably throttled that shit.
No shit. I have a theory that Drake smashed.
I think Drake definitely smashed.
I think that so.
Apparently, the Game did too.
I think we've talked about the Game. Probably they used to. I think the Game has definitely smashed at least Chloe.
Yeah.
But they used to chill with her, keep it up with Kardashians. But the Drake shit, the whole thing that happened with Pusha T, and like Kanye, and how Kanye he like spoke to Kanye some real shit, and then Kanye outed him, and then like basically
Kanye didn't out him. It was.
I thought he did though.
Like the engineer at the studio or something like that, or it was someone in Kanye's circle, but I don't think it was Kanye directly.
It might have been. I don't know. But anyways, it seemed to me to think that Drake felt like it was Kanye, but in the barbershop, I think we spoke about this before with LeBron. He basically said like I had a verse that would have like fucked the entire rap game up, and like that would have like literally made people like he was like I would have like I'm pretty sure he basically said I would have affected lives like marriages like. I basically recorded the shit and then didn't put it out. And I think the only thing that he could have really said to like have that kind of impact is basically like, I fucked Kim Kardashian. I fucked your wife like while you were together. Maybe
it probably goes like deeper than that.
But I have a theory. I think Drake has had sex with Kim Kardashian while she was in relations with Kanye West. That's my theory.
I totally buy it. And Kanye was probably trying to be like buddy with him. I bet Kanye had good intentions to hang out with him. And then once Drake got there, he's like, fuck this motherfucker, fuck my life.
But then if that's the case,
I'm gonna tell everybody about his half-white baby.
If that was the case, then Drake would be kind of grimy first. But it almost would be like looking back on it, it'd almost be like good. Like I think it also maybe could have been before. I don't know, or maybe at the very beginning when they first started talking or something.
When did Kanye and Kim start dating?
A while. I mean, it's got to be like almost 10 years, probably like 8.
Let's see.
I would think maybe even longer.
Did Kanye?
I'm gonna guess 10. I'm gonna guess like 8 to 10 years.
Wow, Kim Kardashian began dating rapper and longtime friend Kanye West in April 2012 while still legally married to Humphries. Her divorce was finalized on June 3rd, 2013. Kardashian and West became engaged on October 21st, Kim's 33rd birthday, and married on May 24th.
Of 2013?
Of 2014. So they started dating when she was still married to Chris Humphries. Kanye swooped that bitch. That's when it was cool, Kanye.
Yeah.
He was still had some episodes, but
that was when Kanye was still making hits.
Kanye's been still making hits though, bro. Kanye's gonna have a hit. I think Kanye has a couple more hits left in him. I love Life of Pablo. I think it's so.
But I'm saying that was what 4 years ago. He didn't have a hit on the gospel album. No hits on the gospel album. No hits on the project with Cudi.
I like the actual Kids See Go song, but that definitely can't be categorized as a hit.
What song?
I said the actual song called Kids See Goes on the Kids See Goes album. I liked it, but you definitely can't say it's a hit.
Definitely not even close to a hit.
What's the biggest song he's been on recently? Oh, but I Love It with Lil Pump was technically a hit. It went number 2, Billboard number 1.
That literally, and that's how, and think about how that was at least 2+ years ago.
It's 2018 for sure. Oh, yeah. Lil Pump fell off, man. I feel bad for him.
I mean, yeah, because he's not really, he doesn't have real talent.
Smoke Perp fell off. I actually think Smoke Perp's good, but he
I think fell off too. Good too. But nah, Lil Pump I'm over Lil Pump. Lil Pump was funny at first just because he was so ignorant.
But he's like, damn, this kid's actually an idiot.
Within a year, I got over his ignorance.
After the second time he shaved his eyebrows, I was like, yeah,
that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, he's a weirdo. Even though the video of the porn star smoking a blunt out of his toe was very fun.
Amazing.
On a leash. He was literally on a leash. That was hilarious, but
But he got a $10 million or $8 million payday. I hope he just fucking does something with his money. But he just probably keep buying chains and shit.
Yeah,
it feels kind of like
it's
he's
gold.
got to have a little bit of a sad existence right now because no one's fucking with his music. J. Cole kind of threw shots at him in one of the new songs J. Cole released. I think it was called Lion King on Ice. He just basically kind of reaffirmed that he's basically said, I told these kids they were going to flame out. They better find something to do with their money because once the gimmicks last, you're not going to be able to be popping anymore. J. Cole, he always was flexing how he also was saying how I've been in this game a long time. You need talent, have longevity, and made me just think of how long fucking J. Cole's been in the game. Been really good. I started paying attention to him 2009.
Enough is that even though people don't want to I think a lot of the younger generation doesn't want to hear crazy lyricism like a J. Cole, but that shit will keep you alive forever. You'll eat off real talent, real talent, and just putting out work and projects. You'll eat off that forever. What he's saying, someone like Lil Pump, you better have real music to go with it. I think a lot of people, honestly, I really genuinely think a lot of people won't admit it now. A lot of people, I think, thought that about Post Malone at the beginning. When it was just
he was gonna flame out, yeah.
When it was just White Iverson, when he had the cornrows, the fucking the grills, people were oh, this is one hit song. He doesn't have the talent. And then he rose up. He's a mega superstar, pop star now. But I think it's tough to see at first when you portray yourself a certain way. And then I think Post Malone's really grown above that to be a real genuine lyrics, a good songwriter, a good singer, can do a lot of different things that you saw in the last album. He has the ability to collab with fucking Ozzy Osbourne and then try to put out the same song and it'd be a hit. And Halsey and Meek and shit like that. But I think you see so much of it now. Even dudes that they might not be at the top of the charts every time. Where someone like J. Cole usually is. He drops a single. I bet one of these is going to be a Billboard top song.
Yeah, it makes noise.
But that skill level, that will last. That will let you and your family and your family's family eat for a long time. Lil Pump shit, he'll be lucky if his kids even get to see some of this money the way he's up right now.
Good fucking call. J. Cole's actually dropping in a full length album. I don't know if it's Friday, but it's soon. So I guarantee you'll probably have something that charts at least in the top.
Who else dropping an album? I think it'll be out by the time they'll be listening to this.
The Kid Laroi?
Him too, but Taylor Swift.
Oh, Taylor Swift is dropping an album soon.
I'm not a Swiftie. I'm not a Swiftie hater, but I'm definitely not a Swiftie.
I'm not a Swiftie at all, really.
I'm not I don't ride for Taylor Swift. I don't bump any of her music ever. Ever. Also, the one thing I do, I feel a ton of people have told me I need to listen to the or not listen. Need to watch her Netflix documentary or whatever it is. I've heard it's
she explains why she went away for a couple of years.
Yeah, and I think she actually explains, and they have footage of kind of the back. We have the other side of that. I think it's all this is kind of already broken down, but I think it was from the Netflix. All this stuff kind of that happened with Kanye, with Kim and all that kind of stuff. I think they have actual footage from her end of the phone call, where they cut out a bunch of her, a bunch of the shit that she said. But it just it's her touring. I think it's a bunch of different things. So I feel so many people have told me to watch that. So I definitely need to.
I would watch that too. I like Taylor. Taylor Swift has some good songs. I respect her ability to sell records, but it's kind of, I don't know. I feel she just has all her songs are written by somebody else to some degree. She was I don't like take on what she does, and now I feel she's just a machine. Probably gets the best pop songwriters, best producers to just create hits.
I mean, she's just she's on top of the world now. She's the biggest artist, arguably the biggest artist in the world, right now, one of them at least.
I know I've said this before, and the argument doesn't make sense, but I just feel once you get that big, that your numbers are just fake.
Yeah,
so it's every beat, every radio station spinning you. Does that count as a stream? I don't know. I don't. Do you ever? I've never met any Swifties in real life, but do you think they just buy everything?
Oh, I mean, there's a bunch of Swifties in the office, bro. What do you mean?
Fights loves them. Loves her. He's a Swiftie.
Who?
Fights is a Swiftie. He loves Taylor Swift.
Fights Nate. There's a ton of people that are I think more people than you realize are Swifties. I think to be a Swiftie, you don't have to be wearing Taylor Swift t-shirts, I'm saying, but I think there's people that really rock with Taylor Swift and just bump a ton of her shit. I think a lot of people that you don't realize. She's cute.
Would you have a specific go-to Taylor Swift song that you personally enjoy?
Not one.
I have them that I could rattle off the top of my head that I enjoyed. There's ones I definitely like can sing along to.
But that's what I was gonna say. There's plenty that I'm sure you could play, and I would know like all the words. But at least a few. But I don't.
We should listen to it and actually give it a serious review next week.
We will. All right, I'll listen to it. I'll give it a try.
I'm definitely.
I'll like really give it a try.
All right.
And I'll pick out what songs. We'll see if there's any songs off the album that I'll actually put in a rotation where like I would listen to when I'm not doing research for the podcast.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
that'll be my test. Will I listen to them like when I'm working out? Will I listen at my own leisure?
I feel like Taylor Swift probably wouldn't be terrible workout music. Like it probably is very empowering and just makes you want to just like, you know, it's. I feel like Taylor Swift is like a lesser sexed up version of Britney Spears at this point. Much better singer, but like the type of music she does, like, just these pop anthems.
I mean, she's like the pretty girl next door. Like I feel like that's like what she is. That's what like she's always been. Like she's not too much. Like she's not too like she's very like she's like extremely like pretty, but she's very like normal looking. Like she's not this Nicki Minaj like big fake tits, big old fat ass. Like she's not like
big old fat ass.
Like the girl next door.
Oh, Nicki Minaj is pregnant, by the way. This was revealed this week too. And she was pregnant, like in the Tekashi 6ix9ine Trolls video, and apparently they photoshopped her, like in the video. They like digitized her baby bump out of it. But I was like, damn, she was baring her titties while she was with child in that music video.
I wonder how she feels that her uncle can't bring her to a park.
Yes, yeah, you talking about 6ix9ine?
No, either. No, her actual brother.
Her brother's a
pedophile. Actually, both Tekashi probably and her brother, aka the kid's uncle.
Her brother is a legitimate pedophile. He's been using
it. Like a for real pedophile. Like,
and the father of her children, like a lesser form of like a rape charge, something like that. Nicki Minaj does not care about women, I guess.
Well, she better make time to take this child to the park because her dad can't take her to the park.
Yeah,
her uncle can't take her to the park. Fucking Tekashi 6ix9ine can't take her to the park. I think regardless, he can't take her anywhere.
Yeah, Uncle Danny's not taking you to the park.
Fuck no.
Oh. I really think that Nicki Minaj is not a good person. I'm gonna come out and say it publicly on this podcast. I don't think Nicki Minaj is a good person.
She is surrounding her child with not good men.
Yeah, just questionable people.
What I think you would say more. I think it's more than fair to say their character is at a minimum questionable.
Yes, questionable. We won't say bad men. We will say questionable characters.
I would actually go as far as saying their character is questionable is generous.
Yeah,
I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt and just saying it's questionable.
I watched another interview with 6ix9ine's baby mama. There's two, like as if everyone knows what the fucking 6ix9ine baby mama interview. But on No Jumper, Adam 22 interviewed her, and she's just kind of like doubling down on the fact that he's just lying about everything. And then they had this guy Snow Billy, who was like super high up in the blood. I know I talked about Billy Addo and Psycho Billy. Everyone's fucking Billy. As all these bloods have been on No Jumper, but a really high ranking guy in the gang who just got out of jail was like the one who brought 6ix9ine to the bloods to like basically like use him as a business venture. And he kind of spills on. They kind of just all reaffirming the shit that like 6ix9ine just like got in, tried to like use the gang, but was just not about this life. And also that he's just like lying about it. But we haven't gotten the exact like final true story. But the whole Tory Lanez Meg Tha Stallion thing, did Tory Lanez accidentally or
Kylie Jenner? I think the least shocking thing of it all is Kylie Jenner fucking with Tory Lanez. I think that's the least shocking part of all of this.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But isn't she still kind of with Travis though, or no?
Dude, I don't know. I respect Travis to just be like, fuck this. I'm not getting involved in this bullshit. Maybe he's just like, maybe they're both just doing their thing. But imagine that Tory Lanez hit Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott. I'm sorry. I'm Meg Tha Stallion. Imagine Tory Lanez fuck Travis Scott. No, I'm sorry. But imagine Tory Lanez hit both Kylie Jenner and Meg Tha Stallion. That's impressive for a 5'3". That's a 5'3" king. But now he's not a king because he shot at her. But like, I feel like he probably was like trying to shoot at the ground by her feet and just like scare her, and he probably really like hit the gun. They said he shot at her while she was leaving the car.
What is wrong with these dudes? One, just why are you shooting at this poor girl? One, two, why are you the one who has the gun? Why are you shooting off a gun in general? Two, why? I just don't get how much money he has to make, like how many hit records he has to put out, like. He's breaking internet, Instagram live. He was having a great quarantine. He was fucking Meg Tha Stallion. You're having an elite,
got out of his label deal. Was giving his son his masters and shit.
Having an elite pandemic time for him personally, and then he goes and fucks it all up. like, why are you shooting at this poor girl? I just don't.
Maybe she's got that good, bro. Pussy's so good, gonna make you shoot at you. You're going to walk away from my life.
Nah, he has fucking Napoleon syndrome. That's what it is.
Oh, definitely.
Well, he has Napoleon complex. He's fucking 5'2", 5'3". It's government. It's fucking.
He just saw those big cheeks walking away from him for the last time. He was just pissed as the last time he's gonna get to slap those like thunderous, fucking beautiful black butt cheeks, and he had to fire his last shot. He couldn't shoot with his little head, so he shot with the gun. That's what happens.
Damn shame. Damn, it's just fucking crazy.
How has gambling been on live sports?
Well, I mean today. Well, I guess I'll give the people my card for the Yankee game. I'm going crazy. So when you listen to this, I'll basically have either lost a bunch of money, won a bunch of money. Who knows? We're going Yankees money line. Yankees minus a half run, first 5. We're going first inning, no runs. We're going Yankees team total over 4 runs. We're going. I sprinkled a little for Gleyber Torres plus 400 to hit a home run. I put a little lottery ticket on Tyler Wade plus 1,400 to hit a home run. Probably going to parlay the Yanks and Dodgers. We're definitely going to have some Yankees, Dodgers action too. Maybe have some more props. You know, I'm exhilarated.
Is it back? Is the feeling back for real?
Dude, I swear to God, last night, we're taping this Thursday at like 6, an hour before Yankees game. Last night, I literally had the same feeling I had when I was a little kid before Christmas morning on Christmas Eve. Like, I couldn't sleep last night. I'm like giddy. I'm like, we get to bet on real sports, like real core 4 sports, not fucking soccer. That doesn't count.
Or Korean baseball.
Like baseball, basketball is back a week from today. I'm fucking fired up. Like Bucks Celtics a week from today. I think there's one other game. And then like basketball, it's gonna be sick because basketball.
I'm hyped for basketball. I'm not really a big baseball guy, but I'm definitely hyped.
Basketball, there's gonna be games like all day. Like there's gonna be games like 1, 4, 7, 10. It's gonna be awesome.
You should treat it like I'm not advising you to like gamble a lot, but you should treat it like it's it's March Madness.
Oh,
bubble shit.
Trust me, I am. I'll be betting every single game. It's gonna be awesome.
Are you guys planning on doing anything in the gambling cave for basketball?
Potentially. I think we're going to see. Like, I know I'm going – well, I'll be in the office tomorrow when you listen to this. I'll be in doing –
You'll be on Barstool Breakfast, so make sure you tune in. If you're listening to this in the morning, catch Ev on Barstool Breakfast. Sirius XM Channel 85.
Second hour at 10. But, I mean, I'll definitely be in next week. I'll be in tomorrow. I'll be in next week a little bit. So we'll see. If there's streams, I'll definitely be there.
Yep. So
we'll see what's good. Barstool Sportsbook is coming out soon.
I'm very excited about that. That's just for like the company. I mean, I think anyone listening to this podcast also knows I'm not a huge gambler, but at all. When I texted you, there was a fight earlier on in the week, and I was texting Ev about it, and I got the names of the fighters wrong. There's one fighter on the undercard who was like 13-0 and had a bunch of early knockouts, and I thought it was while I was watching this E60 special on him. I thought because they just said that had the like name of the main event on the bottom, like in a watermark, and I was like, oh, this is the Valdez guy. And I texted my buddies. I was like, who's like, if I have ever betted, I just like money in through his account. I'm like, yo, can you throw 100 on the unders for rounds for this? And then he was like, what is it? And I just gave him the info, and then he texted all my other boys who actually gamble. And then I like looked into it, and I realized I picked the wrong guy, and I had to text everyone. I was like freaking out. I was hoping I didn't lose. Like the one time I ever give anybody gambling advice, it's fucking wrong. So I was trying to tell everybody to cancel their bets. But I want to try to get a little involved during when basketball comes around next week, just so I can have some skin in the game to watch more sports.
Dude, it's just the best. Is
this the best you felt? Like, not best. Is this like the first time you felt this feeling, the rush since quarantine hit, for real?
No, because I've been betting a ton of UFC. I've been betting soccer, even though it's not as fun. But this is awesome because this is like real.
And you're a Yankee fan.
Yeah, huge Yankees fan. Like this is real sports. And I just think this baseball season is going to be insane with it being 60 games. Like now it's like losing a game is like getting like swept in a series.
And they're talking about making the playoffs 16 teams.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be teams that are like 30 and 30, like 28 and 32 that make the playoffs probably. It's going to be – so the Mets actually might have a chance.
I think are the Yankees like a clear-cut favorite in your mind to at least make it to the whatever this abridged version of the World Series is?
Well, I mean, there's no real bridge. It's just making the play. I mean, once you're in the
saying abridged like season. Do you think that helps or hurts them?
I think the Yankees are the favorite. I think it helps. Because I think the delay helped us because we had a lot of injuries, And I think we had we had a lot of time for like Stanton to get back right, like Judge to get back right. Like we had just enough time for like LeMahieu to get back where like he's not playing tonight because he's still kind of like getting right. He's played in the last couple of games. But like we're gonna have him back from COVID, like he was insane last year. So I think the pitching, like we've kind of got like pretty situated right now. Cole's going on the mound tonight for his first start as a Yankee, the $324 million man.
I hope he gets shellacked.
You what?
I hope he gets shellacked. You heard me. I didn't stutter.
I didn't stutter, boy.
What DeGrom's already hurt, right? His arm's already fucked up.
Nope, he hit triple digits the other day in the sim game he's opening tomorrow. Best pitcher in baseball.
Garrett Cole, but sorry.
No, it's not even close.
DeGrom?
DeGrom is the best pitcher in baseball. Don't even act stupid.
Give me Garrett Cole.
Okay. If Garrett Cole's on Houston, are you saying that? No.
He was the best pitcher in the game last year. No question.
He wasn't. Jacob DeGrom was.
Garrett Cole was. How many?
Put. Oh my God! I put up a poll.
DeGrom is a phenomenal pitcher, but
DeGrom's the best pitcher. He's going for 2 Cy Youngs in a row.
Mets fans are starting to annoy the fuck out of me because you guys play this like teeter-totter game. Like you play this game where like you want to like puff your hear me out. You want to like puff your chest down.
Hear the man out.
Fuck the Yankees. Like we have DeGrom, we have Syndergaard, even though Syndergaard's a big pussy, and we have all these bats. We have McNeil. We have Polar Bear Pete Alonso.
I am strictly talking Jacob DeGrom. You're turning it into this.
I have a problem with Mets fans specific. Like they love doing that argument, but then it's like the second like there's like DeGrom is like arm tightness. We're like the season's canceled. Like we stink. Like why would we?
Totally. I never said that. You're making all this up now.
You know, you're not. I'm saying KFC says stuff like this, but I see a lot of Mets fans who say things like this where it's like they want to like revel and like talk shit even though they have no ground to stand on. Like the Mets have done.
No shit to talk. The ground to stand on is that Jacob DeGrom is the best pitcher in baseball. He's going for his 3rd straight Cy Young. He is known as the best pitcher in baseball right now.
He's a very good pitcher, one of the best.
He needed you, man.
I want to trade Garrett Cole for anyone right now. At least as a pitcher.
What do you think about Mike Tyson coming back to fight Sugar Ray Leonard, or is it Roy Jones? Roy Jones Jr.
It's gonna be. It's an 8-round fight. This is gonna be one of those things that in your head you get really excited for because like I've my whole life to get fired up, watch Mike Tyson highlights, Mike Tyson knockouts. I love Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's my guy.
Yeah.
But this is one of those things you get excited for, and then within like a minute or two, you're gonna realize this is 2 old men boxing. Not 2 average old men, 2 like elite boxing old men. But I just don't know. I think if someone's going to get knocked out, it'd be early, and I think it would be Mike Tyson doing the knocking out. Yeah. But I just could easily see this being a fight where it's like the 4th, 5th round, and they're just leaning on each other because they're just exhausted.
Large, I was talking to him. He's obviously a huge boxing buff. I was talking to him about it, and he said, didn't say he was disappointed this happened. He's like, I don't think it's a good idea. He's like, you didn't want it to be like what they were doing with Ali and late in his career, where they were just propping him up and he was just like not there. And obviously, as before Ali died, everyone knew he was kind of just like not there. But he said like Mike Tyson is not that level. Obviously, Mike Tyson is way better off than Ali was at 50 or whatever. But he's like Tyson's last fight, they couldn't like get him up off the stool, like basically during his when they were in their corners in between rounds, and he said he doesn't want to see one old fighter like really unleash on another old fighter, and then what if one of them gets like fucked up mentally from it, or it really like fucks up their brain for a while. They're old, bro. They're 50.
Because when Tyson like ended his career, he literally was fighting strictly for money. He lost a few of his last fights. He lost to people that like he had no business even losing to at like that moment. He like wasn't even like training. Like he was literally there because he was a name collecting a paycheck because he was in so much debt and like all this shit because he got fucked by like his old management.
Don King.
So he was like fighting like the one he literally just got like I think fighting's one of those special like sports special like just things you really have to be like all in. If you're in a legit boxing match against like a heavyweight boxer, I don't even care like what caliber fighter, you need to be all in. Like you can't just be like pussyfooting like half in the door. Like you either have to want
to fucking get killed if you do that.
It's kill or be killed. Like if you're just not like in it, like that was what he was talking about the Stu. The last fight, he was kind of getting beat up by this dude who was trash, and he literally was just like I think he just was like, yeah, like I'm not in it, and his trainer was just like, then like stay, like you're good, like just fucking call it. Like, you're good. Like, you don't need to sit here and just keep getting beat up until you get knocked out unconscious. Like,
Yeah.
if you're out, you're out. Like, just stop.
Scary.
So I hope it's not a situation like that. I hope for either of them. I think we'll get better than that, but I think Mike Tyson, it just looks like, I mean, obviously we're just seeing little like 20, 30-second clips on Twitter of him just like hitting a bag and looking fast. But I mean, I hope his heart's in it at least. I think if both their hearts are in it at least, then at least it'll be fine. But I hope that doesn't happen to either of them where like you said, that Lard said, like one of them just gets like, one of them's really into it, one of them's not into it, and one's a 55-year-old getting his fucking head beat in by another guy.
Exactly. Jake Paul and Nate Robinson are on the undercard, though. What do we think of that?
That's wild. Over a decade.
Played football and basketball at UW.
Played football at Washington, like cornerback, like a legit, but also 5'9". But
he's a running back 5'9". Like that's like.
I'm not. I'm just prefacing. I'm just getting the facts out there. Then we have Jake Paul, who I believe is probably like 6 footish, like 6'2" maybe. Let's see.
He's 6'1" apparently.
6'1". So he's 6'1", probably like. How much does he weigh? He's like 6'1".
You say probably 200. There's no way he weighs 175. I would say he probably weighs like 190.
That's what it says. 6'1", 190. So
maybe 200.
Much bigger. Also, nowhere near the athlete that Nate Robinson is, but a good athlete. Was like a elite like high school wrestler, like really good. So has some boxing experience. I'm gonna go with Nate Robinson because I think Nate Robinson is gonna be like a different. Even though he's like out of his prime and like Jake Paul's like in like his 20s, I just think Nate Robinson is like a different, like the guy that he fought, like the guy that he knocked out last time, whatever his dumbass name was, like he is not even, I think Gibby or some shit like that. Gibb is nowhere near even close, like deserves to be in the same stratosphere of caliber of athlete that Nate Robinson is.
Nate Robinson's also only 36 is old, but I just feel like he has had such a long NBA career. He's like probably 3 years out of being in the NBA, probably 3. Crisis, but his one time is like, fuck it, I'm gonna make sure I still like.
He actually to check out. Nate Robinson does like his own kind of version of Cribs. That's pretty dope.
What is he
I think it's on YouTube. I forget who it's through. I watched the one he did one with like Rick Ross. He did one with like Tom Brady, I think, and they're pretty sick. So check those out too. But yeah, I'm going Nate Robinson. I'm gonna go my picks for that. I'll go Nate and I'll go Mike Tyson.
I would also agree on both.
And it would be awesome to see Jake Paul just get like knocked out.
I kind of like Logan Paul. I've watched some of his podcasts. I kind of like it. They're big fans of Dave. His co-host Mike loves him.
I think that's Logan Paul.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My bad. I'm a fan of Logan Paul's podcast. Yeah, impulsive. He seems like he's got a little bit more. He's more self-aware, I think, than Jake Paul.
Well, I think he's already got his knockdown where he had that thing where they did a vlog.
Suicide Forest.
Suicide Forest, yeah, in like Japan, which was kind of wild. And then what's his name just got Jake Paul just got he got like arrested. He got caught like looting and shit like for his vlog in like Atlanta.
Yeah,
we're just like, you're like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like you're looting for a vlog. What a fucking jackass.
But the thumbnail was sick.
Everyone has that moment though where you get lost in the content game though.
Yeah, you get lost.
That's what I attribute to my casino video.
I was about to say, yeah.
I got lost in the content game. I just got lost in the. I just was like, this will be elite content, which I was right in the viewership. Yeah. That got a milli, but
in the virality, yeah.
I wouldn't do that again. I know I came off like an asshole when I did it, but I didn't mean to.
The double vodka sodas are probably in you at that point. You probably had them flowing through you.
What? A lot. Yeah. A lot of them.
What do you think about how some casinos have reopened? I know the casinos in AC, like they can be at 50% capacity, but you cannot drink or smoke in the casino. You have to have your mask on at all times. What are your thoughts on that experience? Do you care that you can't get a couple fucking vodka sodas from the waitress while you're at the table?
It depends on the experience I'm going for. Like if I'm going at night where I'm kind of doing like a casino, but I'm also like going out kind of thing, like definitely need to have drinks or I'm not going. But like a little day trip, maybe do some bars outside, like pop in the casino real quick, throw the mask on, play some hands, like definitely with that. Definitely not going to be the same experience, but I mean, if I was in AC and like doing like some beach bars out there kind of thing, if those are open right now, which I would imagine they probably are, like outdoor stuff's open, I'd pop in for a few hands, sure.
I kind of am upset about upset. I guess it's a good idea, but Cuomo's like rolling back some of the like drinking regulations. Like when this first happened, and I think New Jersey's doing the same thing. Like at least in Hoboken, you could just walk around. Me and Ev did it. Like you walk around like the street, literally drinking pretty much. And they were just kind of like letting it fly. That it wasn't technically an open container. Like they're letting you take to go drinks, and now you can't do that anymore. And you can't like sit down for a place to. I guess it's good that people are eating when they're drinking, but like nightlife just kind of sucks now.
Yeah.
Is that me being selfish? Like, and just saying like, fuck it, I want like to be able to go to a bar regularly. Is this the new norm we're going to deal with?
Yeah, I think for a while, I think the only thing I think it's tough to not justify it because if you see all the charts of like how COVID is right now, the Northeast is like was the worst, and now they're the best by far in terms of like lack of COVID cases. And now everywhere else it's shitty. So I think like some people are getting mad at how strict like Cuomo and like I think Murphy, the guy's name, and the governor of Jersey. But I think to some degree you almost can't like fault what they're doing
because it's working.
The results are there. Like you can't argue like real results. So I think like in that respect, you can't really like shit on them too much in like with like a logical mind.
I'm just like worried about the like businesses and like small business owners like bars and shit. Like it just fucks up like the economy a little bit.
No, 100%. But I think like it's tough. It's tough because I'm someone who like it has a soft spot for me. Like I grew up around like a small like my dad and grandpa run like a small family business, like 15 employees. Like we're a company for the people talking the PPP loan. Like my dad's company, like if they took out the PPP loan, if they didn't have that loan, like they might have shut their doors. A company that's been open since 1984.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I get it more than anyone, like the small business thing. But I think there's like a fine line of like when we're just seeing these massive spikes everywhere else, who just like open the floodgates, and you're seeing a big like spot of the country that like a big area of the country who's like had shit more locked down, has been way more tamed, and is seeing like real positive results from it. I think it's just tough. Like I think it's like a tough to, because I just think it's like if you open them big now, then all of a sudden you might have to close them again.
I know.
So I think it's like a tough, like it's walking a fine line. It's like I don't think anyone really knows the exact right answer, but I think you have to at least trend. I think you should at least try to trend towards the results that are going the right way. Like I want all these businesses to flourish. Like I'm doing my best to make sure I'm not getting like any like I'm trying to buy all local food if I'm eating out. I'm trying to go to like just that like do that kind of thing, like really support the local businesses. But I mean, it's tough right now. I know how it is. Hopefully there's another round of the PPP because I know that's really helped a lot of people out. And I hope not as many people are taking advantage of it, like the Tom Brady's of the world, fucking Tom Brady, who I don't even like hate Tom Brady anymore.
He took it?
Like he took his company, like, because it's basically, if you're a company that's not dealing with like it's not like hitting you financially, it's like free money. Like you don't have to pay it back as long as you use 75% of it for employees, like paying employee salaries, you have to pay it back. So, I mean, it's almost like getting like just like free payroll for like, that's what I'm saying. Like it's these people who it's fucking sickening. Like that shit makes me like upset. Like people that took it. And that's why I love seeing like Dave talking about how like he like could have taken it and didn't. And we're a company that you could argue maybe like might have, I don't think we clearly didn't need it to like survive.
But it would have helped.
Like someone who would like genuinely, that's what I'm saying. We were hiring people during it and still didn't take it. And like there's these millionaires, super 100 millionaires, like on their own, like their net worths are like over 100 million. Like Kanye's definitely is. Tom Brady's has got to be like, and they're out here like taking these loans for just free money. Like it's just like, and there's, like I hope it's not the case where other companies, smaller companies that actually need it, are getting denied because they're taking it. I really hope that's not the case because that'd be fucked up.
I'm sure that's happening in some circumstances. I'm just worried that the U.S. like dollar is going to go way south. Not way south. Probably go getting like it'll just lose value overseas, and like our economy is going to be fucked. There's going to be inflation. I hope not. But I think this is going to happen. Like they're just printing so much money right now. And like, did you read that article that said that like $1 billion in stimulus money was given to dead people and put in the accounts of people who are dead?
Damn.
It just shows you that this shit isn't a real thing. Where government's just printing it.
It's fucking crazy, bro. All this shit is crazy.
Should we get out of here with the slappies?
You want to get into little slapperoos?
Yeah, a little slaps. My slap is this guy just found on Twitter actually. I just saw someone playing the song, like the video of the song with like a caption like this dude's wildin' or some shit like that. The song actually was banging. I think this kid's from New York, and I just looked in the Twitter comments to see what the name was. It's called that's a loud P. Picture I Paint by Bada TD. A young kid, I assume he's from New York, but Picture I Paint. He's got a kind of fire sound. He reminds me of Speaker Knockers a little bit.
We didn't touch on these at all. The two new Drake's, well, actually 3 new Drake songs.
Oh, the one where he's singing really high, I like, but I feel like the mix on it is horrible. It sounds like he's in a fucking cathedral.
On Grease, he low-key swagger jacked the fuck out of The Weeknd.
I know. It was definitely a Weeknd song. The Weeknd like wrote for him or something, and he just like
the one that I like the most is I really like Pop Star. I like Grease too. Though honestly, the Only You freestyle I really don't like at all. But for my slap, I'll go with Pop Star.
Cool. Shout out Drake. I want Drake to release a fucking full album.
The Only You freestyle with Heady One. He tried to do this thing where he rapped like really fast and it was sort of like, I feel like it was almost like he like was rapping like against the beat, like not like with the beat, sort of. It was just.
I don't know what the drill guys do almost. I feel like they find pockets in the beat.
Like he kind of like was going like really fast. Like it was like he just was like hammer to hammer to hammer to hammer like through. I don't know. It just sounded off to me. Maybe I need to do it again.
Like what Fabio Foreign does, but Fabio Foreign probably makes it sound sick.
It just was. I don't know. It just didn't sound like right to me. I don't know what it was. It just didn't sound right.
I do commend Drake though for always trying, like whatever's the hot new flow, like he's like, all right, fucking, let's see if I can do it. Like he did the drill shit. He did this, like when Migos started coming around, he did Atlanta shit. Like he's hopped on Chicago songs. I don't know. I fuck with Drake's
drill, like even like the song War, like that song's fire. I like that song a lot.
What's the genre? Rap. 24. Wait a minute, I like that. What is it 24 he's referencing? 24 bitches, cars, Glocks. Let me get a taste of it. Kind of sounds like Gunna, but a little deeper. Shout out Twitter vids for finding 2 of the 3 slaps of the week.
I didn't hate the way that sounded.
I liked it. You ready to get out of here, fellas? Yeah, good luck on your
So now this is not breaking for them. Breaking for us. Clayton Kershaw just got put on the IL.
Oh.
So he's not pitching tonight. So
do you think that was a they had planned this the whole time to switch?
No. It literally broke. Like I saw it on my phone. I just didn't say anything. It broke literally like 10 minutes ago.
So what was it you think when he was like throwing? Like
I don't know what happens. It just this is will not make opening day. It's for his back. Who was scheduled?
He had back spasms or some shit.
Back stiffness. He said his back stiffness, and their top pitching prospect is going to pitch instead of like they're not even throwing their number 2 starter. Damn it! Also just announced Trump is going to throw out the ceremonial first pitch at a Yankee game on August 15th.
Damn. You think he's going to hit home plate?
You can get worse than 50.
That's what happens when you grow up and you're dealing drugs instead of playing AAU. You ever see that meme? And it's like that's what it says, and it's like 50 trying to throw it, G Herbo trying to throw, like Lil Uzi Vert, just like limp kicking it.
I mean, 50s literally went into like the dugout.
Meek Mills was bad too. That's one of them too. And they're just like, this is what happens when you spend your childhood selling drugs and not playing sports.
Oh shit! All right, boys. Smoke Breaks. God bless. We love you all. Follow us at 808 Smoke Breaks, Twitter, Instagram, at Double Vodka Don, at Coop. There it is on Instagram, at Wayne Jetski, double I, 2 I's at the end, bada bing, bada boom.
And make sure to subscribe on iTunes. And if you're already subscribed, unsubscribe and resubscribe and leave a 4.8 to 5-star review, anything in that range.
5. No, we want 5s. We won't settle. Can you even leave a 4.8? Is that even an option? I don't think so.
Definitely not a thing. You have to do whole numbers.
All right, so we don't have to worry about that. So round up. If you're giving
round up on 4.8.
That's a hard 5.
Hard 5.
Love you guys.
Oh, also, I have to chat someone on Twitter real quick because they're a listener of the pod, and they sent me this DM, and they said they're catching up on the episodes, and they needed to like stop their car almost because they were playing this fucking this clip from yesterday. I don't know if you guys or last week. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but hold on.
Normally talk porn, now we're talking underage porn.
So it was when we were talking, reflecting on the episode at the end. We're like, we used to talk about porn. Now we talk about Jeffrey Epstein and his underage porn. So that was funny. Daniel Ribondo, shout out you. Thanks for listening. Peace.
God bless.